Good day, everyone. I am Janelle Ann Ehamon, a second-year BS Ed English student of Norso Shatin campus. And today, I will be going to talk about students' diversity on individual differences. Think about your own experiences with diversity. What have you learned from people who are different from you? We can say that each one is unique, has different rules in their own, and that we are special in our own ways. Just like students, student diversity can contribute to the learning experiences. Diversity is about what makes each of us unique and includes our backgrounds, personality, life experiences, and beliefs. All of the things that make us who we are. It is a combination of our differences that shape our view of the world, our perspective, and our approach. Diversity refers to a range of differences, and it is important for educators to be culturally aware so that all students feel valued and respected. When we say cultural awareness, it is a degree of understanding of people from various backgrounds. Diversity in the classroom leads to rich, exciting, and fulfilling social experiences for students. Before we go beyond to the discussion or the main topic, I'm going to share to you first the objectives that will be achieved at the end of the lesson. So I have here the As. A. Identify the different factors that brings about diversity in the classroom. S. Demonstrate a positive attitude towards diversity as an enriching element in the learning environment. And K. Come up with the teaching strategies that consider student diversity. I have here a quote on diversity. Different individuals valuing each other regardless of skin, intellect, talents, or years. This is a reminder to us that our goal is to commit in ensuring students to feel safe, valued, and understand. There must be an equal treatment to one another, and as individuals, we are bound to make difference no matter who we are and what we are. Individual differences. So individual differences can be defined as personal characteristics that distinguish learners from each other in the teaching and learning process. It is important to teachers to know variables such as physical characteristics, intelligence, perception, gender, ability, and learning style, which are the individual differences of the learners. An effective and productive learning teaching process can be planned by considering these individual differences of the students, since the characteristics should be taken into consideration by the teacher. Here are the factors that contribute to the learning differences of the learners. First is the socioeconomic status. Second, the thinking or learning styles. Third, exceptionalities. Fourth, sociocultural, which are the ethnicity, race, and gender. And fifth is the religion and family. Socioeconomic status. The millionaire's lifestyle differs from that of the middle income or lower income group, a mix of students from different income levels. So this is very evident to every classroom. Our students are diverse when it comes to social economic status, meaning they have different style on how they live. Students who can have everything like school supplies, gadgets, and others, right? Compared to students who has limited budget or the middle class, which they don't have everything but still they can have the basic necessities like notebooks, uniforms, though they couldn't buy new ones all the time but still can afford to go to school. There are also students which sometimes they can't go to school or absent because they need to work to have foods. The thing is, do they have to go to school without the food or they have to absent just to have the food? Which is why teachers should take in consideration with that matter. We should be always aware because sometimes this is the cause where some students are being bullied. So for the teacher, we should look for alternative ways to deal in this kind of matter. Second is the thinking or learning style. Thinking or learning style including individual differences. Some may learn better by seeing something, others by just listening, and still others by manipulating something. Though this term may imply that students are more consistent across situations than is really the case. One student may like to make diagrams to help remember a reading assignment, whereas another student may prefer to write a sketchy outline instead. Yet, in many cases, the students could in principle reverse the strategies and still learn the materials. So students really has different strategies to learn, which is why teachers should be familiar to every student to know their preferences. So individuals do differ in how they habitually think. These differences are more specific than learning styles, and psychologists sometimes call them cognitive style, meaning typical ways of perceiving and remembering information and solving problems. Third is exceptionalities. In class, there may be one who has difficulty in speaking language, comprehension, or in seeing and hearing. We have students who has high IQ, which are really talented and gifted, but we also have those students who's not fast learners. So we take in consideration to it that not all students can understand quickly. For students who has difficulty in speaking language, teachers should guide and give them more time slowly and surely. And for those students who can't see or hear well, of course, we need to put them in front or near the boards. In that way, we can avoid students that they feel they are different. Fourth is the sociocultural. Sociocultural diversity includes ethnicity, race, and gender. But let us first talk on ethnicity. Ethnicity refers to the cultural, linguistic identity of a family's nation of origin. Aside from the differences in appearance, culture and heritage make up a significant part of the several categories. Ethnicities span across countries, towns, villages, and tribes. By understanding the students' ethnicities, we can better recognize their unique interests and perspectives that are shaped by their ethnic backgrounds. By learning and understanding, we could simply give importance to their culture. In a classroom setting, we are diverse. Like, let's say for instance, in a certain classroom, one student came from different place like Mindanao or Luzon. Knowing that they have different cultures, regardless to where they came from, students are still no different and they should be treated equally in the classroom. Another is the race. Race refers to the physical characteristics such as the color of a person's skin. Although the concept of race tends to be learned, students are still able to see skin color and the differences between them, especially in racially diverse society. Race acceptance and sensitivity should spread to the classroom across board between students and with teachers and students. Sometimes students really don't know how to adapt and accept other students with different color and skin. This can sometimes be the cause where some students are being bullied or they have no friends, which is not good. It is just important for teachers to respect and recognize the impact of race on their students as it is for students to recognize it among themselves. Let not the race discrimination be the reason for students to never go to school. Instead, as a teacher, be an instrument to promote equality in the classroom. Another part of sociocultural is the gender. Gender refers to the extent to which a person's identity, role, or expression differs from the cultural. Gender diversity can help the school provide supportive, non-discriminatory environment for all students, including gender diverse and transgender children. With the help of the teacher, in gently more from awareness to action in order to create more inclusive learning and social environments. In increasing awareness and education regarding to gender identity, it enables all children for all students to achieve a more holistic and confident school experiences. There can be a lot of gender segregated activities at school, like girls versus boys. A quick and easy way to pick sporting or pair of students for an activity, which is very common. Which is why teachers should not do that kind of rule. Instead, you can group them into mix, which can be a benefit to all students. The last factor that contributes to the learning differences of the learners is the religion and family. Religion and family diverse classrooms frequently have students with variety of religious beliefs. It may include students who are Muslim, Christians, Hindu, Jewish, Buddhist, and many more. So, why is religion and family included in factors that bring about student diversity? Religion and family diversity matters. With the proper structure discussing, this is an excellent way to promote learning and development for all students, giving them awareness, explaining and discussing different types of celebration and their beliefs. As a teacher, we may feel nervous about discussing religious diversity sometimes, but this does not mean you can omit it from the classroom. If we ignore it, students may think it is scary. So we need to educate about different religions and stay neutral with the personal beliefs about religion. In every classroom, teaching about religion diversity not only prepares students for conversations in the real world, but also helps them meet common core objectives. Now, let's move on to how students' diversity enriches the learning environment. First is students' self-awareness enhanced by diversity. Exposing students to others with diverse backgrounds and experiences also serves to help students focus on their awareness. When they see how others are different, students are given reference point or comparative perspectives which sharpen assessment of their own attitudes, values, and behaviors. Second is students' diversity contributes to the cognitive development. So students' diversity in the classroom brings about different points of view and varied approaches to the learning process. Third is students' diversity prepares learners for their role as responsible member of the society. With student diversity, the classroom becomes a public place where community can be practiced. So this will help students to be prepared in the outside world. Lastly is student diversity can promote harmony. Through student-centered teaching strategies, diverse students can be encouraged to interact and collaborate with one another on learning tasks that emphasizes unity of effort while capitalizing on their diversity of backgrounds. Overall, recognizing that talent and intellect are evenly distributed among people no matter what their gender, nationality, ethnic background, race, exceptionality, socioeconomic status, and their learning style. A diverse student body enriches the learning environment by bringing together a range of perspectives, backgrounds, insights, and experiences together. This diversity brings with it an opportunity for deeper and broader discussions between the students and the possibility for them to learn from each other. Here are some strategies and tips to be considered on student diversity. First, encourage learners to share their personal history and experiences. Second, integrate learning experiences and activities which promote students' multicultural and cross-cultural awareness. Third, aside from highlighting diversity, identify patterns of unity that transcend group differences. Fourth,
communicate high expectations to students from all subgroups. Fifth, use varied instructional materials to accommodate students' diversity in learning style. Six, vary the examples you use to illustrate concepts in order to provide multiple contexts that are relevant to students from diverse backgrounds. Seventh, adapt to the students' diverse backgrounds and learning styles by allowing their personal choice and decision-making opportunities concerning what they will learn and how they will learn it. Eight, diversify your methods of assessing and evaluating student learning. And lastly, purposely form a small discussion groups of students from diverse backgrounds. Forming groups of students with different learning styles, cultural backgrounds, and so on.
When schools take inclusive and responsive approaches to diversity, students are more likely to see their identity represented in classroom materials or other students. So it is very important for teachers to know the differences of each students. Be aware to it because it may be the reason to enhance students' understanding and opportunity to learn from the school environment. So that ends with my presentation, and I do hope that you learned something on the factors that brings about student diversity, how it enriches the learning environment, and the strategies that teachers can use on student diversity. That would be all. Thank you and keep safe.